First thing, head down to Dollar Tree and grab a broom head. We're going to need 3 of these. Next, we're going to pour some water in a bucket and we're going to mix some concrete. We add the water first so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Give it a good mix and get a good consistency that makes it good to pour. Next, we're going to take the plastic head off to get that ready. And we're going to take a lid that we also got from the Dollar Tree. We're going to stick that first head in there and then we're going to mark the very top of it. That mark's going to allow us to put the concrete to a certain level, shake it up to get rid of all the air bubbles, and then we're going to put the middle one in first. Then once that's in place and put down, we're going to put the second one and the third one. We want the concrete to go up into the bristles and we're going to let it set and dry overnight. Then we're going to go ahead and turn it upside down. This way we can remove the plastic cover. And look at that, how smooth it is. We're going to turn it back over and look at that. Those bristles are nice and sturdy. We're going to set that by the front door, and because it's nice and heavy, it's a great way to wipe off our shoes. Next, you got those old garbage cans, or you got some yard furniture that's made of plastic, and the sun, the UV lights have just destroyed it. You can take a torch, go ahead and put that torch right to the plastic, and it's going to give it a slight melt, but it's instantly going to start repairing it and bringing out that original color. You can do this to your green, black, or blue garbage cans or any type of yard furniture you have. Our next project, we're going to grab a metal pail. This one's not going to be too big or anything, but we're going to add some pebbles to the bottom. Once we get those pebbles in, I went to Dollar Tree and again grabbed me a nice little pail that goes on the inside. I'm going to add some rocks around it to keep it sturdy. Once I get all that in, I'm just going to put a little bit in the bottom of the smaller pail, and then I'm going to add a sterno can. I'm going to light it up and watch this. I got a nice safe way to roast marshmallows. The kids are going to love it. Once you get those roasted and looking good, you're going to love the outcome. Look at that s'mores. That's going to be great. We're going to go to Dollar Tree again and grab some buckets. On this first one, it's a little bigger than the other ones we got. And we're going to take that concrete and put it in. We're going to mix it about 2/3 of the way full, give it a shake to get rid of the air bubbles. Then we're going to grab a broom handle that we got. Again, you guessed it, at Dollar Tree. We're going to put that in, let it set up overnight so it gets nice and firm. Once it's all ready to go and dry, we're going to add some soil to it. We're going to plant a few of these nice flowers that we got, and then we're going to go to our other buckets that are smaller. We're going to drill a 1-inch hole in the bottom, and then we're going to drill 2 small holes in the side about 1 inch apart. Once we get that, we're going to put that first bucket down the pole, lead it on down, and we're going to stick a zip tie through it, and we're going to put this on the pole. Once we get it on there, we're going to pull it tight and we're going to cut off the excess. Then we're going to add some more potting soil. As you can see, it's tilted to one side as we add the flowers. Next thing we're going to do is put a second bucket on. We're going to put that one down and a third, a fourth, and a fifth, making sure we use the zip ties to put them in place. Fill them with soil, flowers, water them, and look at that. What a wonderful creation we did for the front yard. We've come up with 4 great, wonderful projects for the summer. We've built a stackable planter that looks amazing, restored our garbage cans and any furniture that you want, made our own nice shoe cleaner, and made our own outdoor fire pit to roast marshmallows. I hope this inspired you to go ahead and think of your own outdoor projects that you could do.
Do this and you'll save yourself a trip to the grocery store. After cutting up my green onion, celery, and lettuce, I placed the bottom ends into a container of clean water. I added 4 toothpicks to each of the celery and lettuce ends so they were suspended in water. I placed the food scrap containers in a warm area with lots of natural sunlight, and I replaced the water every 4 to 5 days. After about 4 weeks, I had a whole new batch of green onion, and before you know it, I'll have celery and lettuce too. The green onion was so flavorful, and it was delicious on top of our homemade double stuffed potatoes.
Don't throw those milk jugs away. Take that cap and drill some holes in the top. Put some nice clear water in there, and it's great for your plants. You can see how much water you have left, and it gives you the perfect flow. Let's grab a lemon right out of the tree or off the ground. Cut it in half. You can use this after you take out the inside, and we're going to put some potting soil in there. Once you get it all filled up, put your starter in there and give it some water. Once you buried it up, it will decompose, giving it some nutrients. Perfect little starter. Now we're moving on to those plants out front. Go ahead and put some holes in there. Use a drill or a knife. Dig a hole, stick that bottle inside. All you need to do is have the cap showing. Once you get it buried up and packed in there, take the cap off, fill it with water. It's one of those slow waters, but it will get down deep inside the roots. Saves water, makes your plants look great.
I had a very old and large flower pot, so I started with some Rust-Oleum spray paint in the color cement. Decided to add a gingham ribbon. Now these flower pots are really large, and it takes a lot of soil sometimes to fill these up. Grab some pool noodles. Cut the pool noodles into small sections. Place all of these sections into the flower pot, and it takes a little bit of arranging to get them into the flower pot the way you want them to look. You could stop here, or I'm going to add a pizza pan to the top of the pool noodles. The water will be able to drain around the outside edge. I add some soil to the top of the pizza pan, and then it's time to plant my flowers.
Hosta are great plants. They're so easy to grow and divide if you want more. Most of them are deer, rabbit, and disease resistant. I have a lot of hosta at my house, all different varieties for sun and shade. I think the biggest question everybody has about hosta is which variety should be planted in the sun and which varieties are for the shade. The answer is the lighter the foliage, the brighter the sun. So you would plant golden or chartreuse hosta in full sun. The variegated leaved variety would go in sun or shade, and the blue-leafed variety are for full shade. The most popular variety that you see are the variegated, such as Minuteman or Liberty. These can be planted anywhere and will thrive. The soil for hostas should be slightly acidic and have good drainage. But with a little care, they will mature in 4 to 8 years, and some will grow into massive plants. The best time to divide a hosta is in the spring before the leaves unfurl, but you can really divide them in any season as long as it's not really hot outside. To begin, place your shovel at the base of the plant and dig down about 5 inches. You want to dig around the entire perimeter of the plant, then lift it out of the garden. Hosta have very shallow roots, so it's very easy to dig. To divide the hosta, you lay it on its side and then place a garden spade in the middle of the root ball. A garden spade is different than a regular shovel. A garden spade has a flat bottom. Now you want to press down firmly on the spade with your foot and split the hosta. You can continue to split the hosta as many times as you like. You just need to make sure that each new plant has roots attached. Now you need to plant your new little hosta plants. You want to dig a hole a little larger than the actual plant. Hold the leaves up and fill the hole with soil. You want to remove any leaves that have broken off and water well. Recut the ends of any leaves that you removed and arrange them in a vase just as you would with flowers. This display will last for weeks.
If you're trying to clean your tools, add a little baby oil to them first. Plant as usual, weed your garden, and they'll clean right off. Another tip is fertilizing plants that you can't reach. So grab a cardboard paper tube, place it into the plant, and sprinkle the fertilizer down the tube into the plant's root system.
I decided that I really didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on this project, so I used whatever things I had around the house already. And then to keep the soil from coming out of the sides, we used some landscape fabric and some of those pieces of wood to hold the fabric in place. And I used some old 4x4s left over from an old playset to make planter boxes. So we salvaged what we could from the old garden and pressure washed the bricks and the patio stones. And I reclaimed the sand and pebbles from the old garden to level out the walking space between the boxes. And then I added more of the reclaimed soil from the old garden, planted some seeds, planted some pretty flowers because you want your garden to look pretty. And of course you want to be able to eat out of your garden, so I added some herbs as well as some tomatoes and some peppers, cucumbers, and a few other things. Now I'm no master gardener, but I have learned a few things over the years. Eggshells, for instance, can add calcium back into your soil, which is particularly good for tomatoes. Just crunch up the shells and sow them into your soil. Another way to add additional nutrients back into your soil is ashes from wood-burning logs. Now this will also raise the pH of your soil, so you wouldn't want to put it around acid-loving plants like azaleas and blueberries and strawberries, but it's really great for tomatoes and a lot of the other plants in your garden, as well as the hardwood trees in your yard. It's been a few weeks and the garden is starting to really look beautiful.